final game of T-Shift Vancouver 2013 against Peter Davis and his Lizardmen. Peter is another member of the Chumphammer podcast that I talked about in Game 2 with Dale Johnson. The scenario was Battle Line, and tertiary objective was King of the Hill, secondary objective was to take table quarters. And I like to mix things up and tell you things in non-numerical order. So this is my deployment here. Steam Tank's just deployed like that. Actually, all the guns are just deployed like that because it was the only way I could get on the hill and have room to deploy them. I knew he didn't have any cannons, obviously. He's Lizardmen. If Lizardmen had cannons, well, they would be OP because cannons are OP. And he has a fucking butt-fuck ton of skinks. Holy cow. I think he has 90, and then he has 3 Ripperdactyl units and 2 Pterodon units, a Stegodon, 2 Scarvets with 1-up saves, 2 Slan, well, one's a Slan, one's Teto Echo, and he's got a level 2 Skink Priest. He gets the first turn, even with my +1, and the Skink Wave surges forward. Now, Peter was the same guy I played in Game 1 of Wet Coast, which is my first test battle report I did, and it was the first time I really played a Lizardman army with this style, and I lost pretty badly. Well, I got outmaneuvered anyway. Now I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to hide in a corner and just focus one unit at a time. His toads are on a bunch of my knight units, so I'm going to run the weaker knight units behind and tank him with the demigryphs. So he death magics off 1 wound from the steam tank, and he throws another comet down. I hate this spell this tournament. Holy crap. And yeah, if you're wondering why his Ripperdactyls were facing the way they are, they're frenzied, and he doesn't want to have to test to charge. So on my turn 1, the right flank of the board is relatively uncontested by anything that can fight knights anyway, especially demigryph knights. So I start moving up to try and get table quarters. I'm moving my small unit of knights sideways to get behind the demigryphs eventually, so the Ripperdactyls won't get easy points, blowing them and re-rolling to hit, and yeah, it'll be bad. The comet goes down, kills some archers, but doesn't do anything else. My engineers are in the archer unit, and yeah, I get harmonic convergence off on the one of the Hellblasters, it looks like. I take down 1 unit of skinks with 2 Hellblasters focusing on them, and I cannon off his Stegodon, I cannon off his Scarvet that was out front. Oh, his other Scarvet fails stupidity first turn too. And I killed a Pterodon with a bounce from the Scarvet, so that was a pretty good turn of shooting. So yeah, they all surge forward again. His RAF, he calls it, the Ripperdactyl Air Force. So I'm going to take a few charges next turn, I think. The rest of his skinks move up. And his magic was pretty ineffectual, I think. I managed to stop everything. He didn't get great magic results in this game, even with Slan and Teto Echo. So on my next turn, I further move the knights up. The demigryphs are just... oh, they might have marched in there and took a wound. As I said, I can't roll dangerous terrain checks right. Steam Tank plows into the Pterodon. Steam Tank is just awesome against this army. An army that likes to flee all the time, well, you can't flee from the Steam Tank, and that's really, really sweet. I focused down another unit of skinks with shooting, and I think I got another harmonic convergence off. And I erased the Pterodon unit. I think I also cannoned off the Pterodons behind as well. The one unit that only had 2 left from a cannon the previous turn. So in Lizardman turn 3, he charges 2 of his Ripperdactyl units in. 1 goes for the knights that have a toad on them, and 1 goes to the flank of the demigryphs that have a toad on them. Yeah, unfortunately, he got a flank. Oh well. He gets a wild form off on his Ripperdactyls here, and I think a debuff on me. In the previous turn, I actually did a couple of prayers on my warrior priest, so I got a 5-up ward. He takes off a few wounds from the steam tank, it looks like. And he kills a bunch of the knights, and I think I only did a couple wounds in return. Over here he kills one Demigryph, does a couple wounds to one, and I kill one of the Ripperdactyls. I stick and I reform so I can get more models attacking him for the next turn. And in my turn 3, I charge the flank of these Ripperdactyls with my knights, and I get the steam tank into the rear of them too. I actually misfired, and I lost 2 of my 3 steam points, so luckily I made it in there with just 1. These knights just claim quarters, and I guess deny points. In the magic phase, I get off harmonic convergence. I think I irresistible it or something, and I take a wound, but I didn't show it here. And this is showing that I shot off one of the Ripperdactyls and shot 5 of the 10 skinks that were right behind the steam tank. In the combat phase, my Demigryphs kill these Ripperdactyls and run off the board. I don't think they took anything in return. They might have taken 1 or 2. And these guys are very dead. These Ripperdactyls are very dead. Okay, Peter's turn 4. He charges his Scarvet into the steam tank, and his remaining Ripperdactyl unit into the Hellblaster. These 5 skinks move up to try and get some lucky poison shots on my war machines that aren't engaged. And the rest of his skink battle line moves up with his 2 big casters on the hill. Those chameleon skinks in the back are just skink cohort, non-skirmishing ones. So in the magic phase, he death snipes my BSB, unfortunately. I think he got a bunch of channels from his Slan. He has the 3 channeling dice ability, a channel on a 5. He gets Soul Blight off in the steam tank, so that's gonna hurt. And I think this is after combat, and he doesn't kill the Hellblaster, and he does a wound to the steam tank, it looks like. So yeah, very fortunate they didn't kill the Hellblaster, and I was able to charge into the flank of the Ripperdactyls with my Night Bus, with the Archlector. I charged the Chaff Knights into the side of the Scarvet. I don't know if this was a good idea. I might have been able to run them away. And yeah, I don't know why I keep taking a picture of these guys. We all know what they're doing. This is the Demigryphs coming back on. Facing down some skinks. They're going to get shot. And in the magic phase, I get off Ice Shard onto his Scarvet. I don't even know if he remembered to do that. I think he did, but I wasn't paying attention. I was a few drinks in at this point, so. We erase the skinks with the Hellblaster. I think I misfire with that cannon, that's why it's facing backwards. I can't shoot. And the other cannon, I think, tries to... I think it doesn't even shoot. There's no point in risking it. After combat, I kill those Ripperdactyls, and I don't think he did anything to my steam tank. In his turn 5, sorry I don't have more pictures of this. Yeah, as I said, I was a few in at this point. He gets my steam tank down to 1 wound. Actually, I think he kills it. And this is actually showing a little bit into my next turn too, where I started moving the knights. But he faces his Scarvet towards the knights that flanked him in the charge, so now I won't be getting any combat res, because I'll never wound that thing with a 1-up rerollable. And this is just me moving my character bus up to kind of threaten other stuff in my turn 5. And I'm just moving my caster and archers away, just in case he gets lucky and kills all those knights and can charge something else in his turn. Get a harmonic conversions off on the Hellblaster, and I aim for his general's unit with the Slan's unit, and I only kill about 3 of them. Looks like, yep, something like that. I don't even know if I bothered shooting the cannon again. And I forgot to move that Demigryph, forgot to even declare a charge or anything. At least if I declared charges, that would be 2 less units shooting at him. And I think he kills 1 knight and I stick it out. So it was about this time where I had 2% battery left on my phone. In Lizardmen turn 6, he wipes out the knights and chases them off the board with his Scarvet. And I think that was about it. He might have done a wound to my Archlector with Death Magic. And in my last turn, unfortunately, we'd already finished the game because I went to charge my phone, and he was... I asked him to not pack up his stuff, and I think he assumed that I already took pictures, and he started packing up his stuff. So, anyways, I declared a charge with my Knight bus onto a couple of skinks. I knew he would double flee me, so I got them both running, the ones that were in the center, and then I just moved the Demigriffs into the center to claim that objective. And I got this quarter here with these archers, and the quarter to the top with my Knights. And I actually killed... enough of his general's unit with a Hellblaster my last turn for him to not get a lookout sir on his slant with the cannons. So then I shot both of the cannons at the slant. The first one I hit him, I wounded him, he failed his ward, and then I only did one wound or something like that. And the second one, I hit him, I wounded him, and he passed his ward. So that would have been some sweet points at the end, but it wasn't to be. This came out as a win to the Empire, and I was just pretty stoked that I could beat him this time. He's a really good player as well, very experienced, been going to every tournament in the area for the past I don't know how long, and yeah, it just feels good to be able to go toe-to-toe with opponents as good as the ones that I faced in this tournament. Thanks for watching.